Welcome back, folks. I'm here with Johnny Luna Lima. I'm Chris Brown. We are here at the Rut. We just finished the 28K. Johnny, our third place finisher, welcome to the studio. So, first question I got to ask you, how would Mowgli feel about your race today?
I think he'd be stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be. I mean, he's very critical at times.
Okay. That's more
Um,
the tone that Bailey gave me when she fed me this question.
yeah, he's very critical at times, but I think I would have challenged him on some of the descents,
Yep.
but like he would have given me a hard time on the climbs for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, so the story of the day for you is absolutely the descents. We were having fun watching on the live stream. It's hard to tell, who's actually moving the fastest, but
Yeah.
just based on fluidity and comfort and just what from we could tell in terms of speed, it looked like you were really crushing on the downhills. It looked like Scott got a little bit of a gap on you going up to the summit aid station. You looked really calm, and then once you turned the corner, started going downhill, you caught him by the bottom. So, but that said, kind of a cat and mouse game with you and Scott all day. So, how did that play out? Were you keying off him intentionally, or kind of walk me through that
Uh,
relationship with you guys?
Honestly, it just happened. Like I raced him earlier in the year and meet the Minotaur,
Hmm.
and he just blew me out of the water. I don't know, beat me by like 10 minutes, and then so like I really thought that I really wasn't sure how things were gonna play out, but like my main goal coming into this race was to just give it like an honest effort and like really just like stay in contact from the start and just do what I had to do. And it just so happened that that meant going back and forth with Scott, which is awesome because
Yeah.
like I don't know, people that have like been following just like the more niche mountain running scene, like they know he's done some sick stuff in Alaska,
Yeah.
and just so like being able to run with him, it has been like it's it's just been awesome.
And it's
Yeah.
cool to see you guys and Cam and Jackson, for that
Yeah.
matter, our top four today. It's basically a repeat of the Minotaur earlier this year. To see
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
kind of getting to compete against each other and
Yeah, I
over and
mean,
over is awesome.
Cam wasn't at Minotaur, but you
Yeah.
should definitely check it out. But yeah, it was cool having Jackson there. Like, I think he was a little banged up from his race last week in Spain.
Hmm.
So, uh, but like whenever Jackson's on the start line, you're like, ah,
Yeah.
damn, I'm gonna have to work real hard today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So, what was your strategy today in terms of pacing? Were you trying to go even, make a move at any point, or
Um,
any insights on what your goals were and how you were going to
yeah, I
accomplish
guess
them?
like for my running style in particular, like it really helps if I run everything like really even. So like basically like descend at the same intensity I'm climbing. Just because that's just what works for me. I think like I don't have a running background. I'm not a cross country skier. Like I started running like out of like in college loosely. So then like but for some reason like I can descend.
Yeah.
So like the goal is always to like just climb hard and then match the intensity on the descent.
You have to have an extremely high level of competence on the descending in order to be able to do exactly what you're saying. Being able to match the intensity of the climbing or on the climbs and the descents, that's a privilege that only people who can descend really well have.
Um, yeah, I mean, like that's not always the case. I think like today was like a really solid day. And like I knew that in order to just compete with the guys that were here, like I was gonna have to like really like keep myself honest.
Yeah. So again, we saw you and Scott kind of yo-yoing all day. By Moose Tracks, the last aid station, we saw you guys go in there together.
Yeah,
It's a relatively simple and straightforward course from there to the finish.
yeah,
Little descending, quick punchy climb, non-technical descending to the finish from there. So you guys ended up about a minute apart. Where did it
yeah.
happen? Walk me through the finish.
Yeah, so I did my best to get out of that aid station as fast as possible, and like I actually got to the beginning of the climb before him, probably like 30 seconds before him, but then he just like completely booted me.
Well,
Like I PR'd the climb like because I've done the route at this point like 4 times, and like I ran my best time up andesite, but like he just like I think he was just waiting to just really just put his foot on the pedal there.
yeah.
And then I did my best to close the gap on the descent, but like he's like super competent, like everyone knows that, and like he just did what he had to do to secure that second place finish. So kudos to him, like just like monster on
Yeah.
climbs and overall.
Well, it was
Yeah.
a wildly competitive field this year. We knew it coming in that there were a bunch of guys who could threaten for the win and some of the best times that we've ever seen on this course. And
Yeah.
sure enough, the front guys all had great races, and it's one of those years where, you know, the performances from any of you could have won it any other year.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just happened to all make it to the finish line with a
Yeah.
really good finish.
Yeah, definitely. Like Cam, definitely it surprised everyone because like I think I was behind him by like a minute at Swift Current,
Hmm.
and then he just I don't know did his schemo thing straight up Lone Peak and,
Yeah, it
and
was.
never looked back.
I had
It
90-second gap at the bottom and a 6-minute
yeah,
gap at the top.
yeah, that's incredible.
And that's you and Scott climbing, which is, it's not like
Yeah,
you guys are
yeah.
lounging. You guys
I
are
mean,
world-class climbers, and somehow that still happened.
yeah, no, I like huge respect to Cam.
Yeah.
Like,
So you've been here. This is now your 4th year, you said.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
were the champion of this event last year. So
Yeah.
how's the event progressed for you over time? Are you learning things? Have your times improved? How has it
Yeah,
developed?
yeah. I think the first time I ran like mid 3:30s, like probably like the time that Bailey won in today or
Yeah.
something crazy. And then today I ran like right around 3:11. So and it's like just been chipping away year after year, and like obviously like lots of hard dedicated work and behind the scenes. So it's just really rewarding to be able to come back here and just like happen to be able to like deliver a good day that shows like that I am progressing, that the work I'm doing is making a difference. So
Yeah,
it's fun.
so aside from the opportunity to test yourself over the same course kind of year after year, what keeps
Yeah.
bringing you back to the rut in terms of, what is it about this race that draws you to it?
Yeah, I think the rut's unique because like it's probably the best, most well-rounded mountain course that we have in the U.S. I'm sure there's a couple of like really unique courses on the East Coast, but like um, the rut is unique because it brings out a high level of competition. Like it has a history, like it has a reputation of just being hard and technical, but at the same time, like you kind of have to be a jack of all trades. Like that's why Cam performed so well today. Like he can like hike really fast, but he can run just as fast. So
Yeah.
I think that's what intrigues me about this course is that like you really have to be dialed like in all aspects of mountain running. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
Right on. Well, speaking of this race, can we expect to see you next year?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Like I really like just the potential of like progressing on this course, and I feel like I still have more to give. So I'm really curious to see where I can go. Like I told myself like coming into this race, like, oh, if like I'm happy with my time, maybe I'll like bump up to the 50K next year.
Yeah, baby.
But like now I'm like, shoot, I want to run like this course
Yeah,
faster.
I know.
Like
I
I
know.
just feel like I have more to give, and like I'm just gonna keep chipping away.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
And what else is coming up for you? You got big plans for racing this fall, going into next spring? What's coming up for you?
Yeah, like middle of November, I have the Skyrunner World Series final. So the focus will just be like a smooth build towards that. Like I
Mhm.
really enjoy having like a solid gap between races and just like doing the best I can in the process and doing what you got to do to show up and race well.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, right on. Big congrats on the podium finish today. Stoked to hear you'll come back next year, and
Yeah.
we're just always happy to have you out here at the Rut. So that's going to wrap it up, I believe, or at least for now for us for interviews. We're going to keep an eye on some cameras kind of in and around the finish area, and we may be talking to you in just a minute. Oh, actually, we've got a surprise guest for you after that, and I'll ruin the surprise. We got Patty, the legendary Patty O'Leary, coming at you after a little bit of a break again. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, folks. Talk to you in a minute.